What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and I'm out and about to be back on the road again, heading out to Mississippi for the college football playoff. But before I do, I wanted to talk about this. So a lot of you guys know who Cody is from Whistlin Diesel, and that is I say this all the time, man. Guys that are able to come from nothing, build a business, literally build themselves up from zero, right? Build themselves up from zero and make something of themselves are huge. And I almost feel like the establishment hates on you when you do that. And unless you're donating money to politicians, and then in that case, then they love you and they'll do whatever they can to, look out for you, as they say. But in this case, I feel like, if you don't know who Whistlin Diesel is, highly recommend you go check out his channel, all right? I feel like the state of Tennessee is literally, has a vendetta against Cody. I really feel like that's where we're at. Because a few years ago, he kind of made an example out of a small town out there that made an issue over splashing with a jet ski. Yeah, splashing with a jet ski. Anyways, he goes through that case. They end up coming to a mutual settlement of that case where Cody doesn't have a criminal record and yada, 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 right? Comes to this, right? So Cody buys a Ferrari, right? Now, like me, I have a Montana LLC. I have some vehicles that are registered in Montana that are directly affiliated with that business. And I have other ones that are registered here in the state of Nevada, which are directly tied to the Air Force base that I operate my business on. What I find interesting here is the state of Tennessee, as I saw in Cody's latest video, may have the state of Tennessee, looking at what the law says, has an obligation to let the citizen know if they're in the wrong, right? Or if there's taxes due. The state of Tennessee wanted this case so bad that they told his accountant not to tell him anything about it, and they were just going to continue their investigation instead of letting Cody pay whatever tax the state thought he was required to pay, okay? Which, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, he didn't owe that tax. The vehicle was registered in Montana to a legitimate Montana business. The state of Tennessee can go eat a dick. All right? I'm sorry. And do you think the state of Nevada comes after me for, when we had the McLaren or whatever, did they come after me for registering that vehicle in Montana? No, because the insurance policy is in Montana through USAA. The registration was in Montana there, and it was the same thing for the other BMW, right? For the other M5. So, from everything that I've seen, okay, and I only can go by what I've seen, Cody did everything the right way. I feel like this is a retribution, an attack, so to speak. We're gonna get you back for what you did to us. That's what I feel like this is. We're going to get you back because you got over on us on the last case. That's what I feel like is coming from this case. You didn't pay your taxes. And here's the other thing, right? The state of Tennessee now is pushing for a gag order, right? I hope the judge has some common sense and tells the state prosecutor to go eat a big bag of dicks. Because here's the thing. Let me turn these lights on because now we're in the garage. Here's the thing. They shouldn't if you wanted to parade this kid out and you arrested him, you put his mugshot on the internet, you did all that bullshit, then you should be you should be ready, willing, and able to accept the fucking consequences that are going to come from him talking to his audience and his audience showing up en masse. Not just that, you know, especially for this prosecutor in Tennessee, right? And I'm sure they're elected in Tennessee just like they are in other places. You're an idiot. You are a certified idiot. And the reason why I say that is, what do you think Cody does? I'll tell you what I do. If a prosecutor was coming after me or screwing with me over, you know, whatever it was, right? You don't think I'm going to take some of that money and I'm going to fund your opponent and get you up out of that office? And now you're trying to not only step on his normal rights to be able to operate his business, but now you want to step on his First Amendment rights? For real? I just don't get it, man. I really don't. I don't understand how these government officials can be this fucking stupid. I didn't want to be on here and talk all day about it, but it was something I had to talk about because I was just like, I love his content. I watch his content. I run into him a couple times at a couple of different car events. It was a truck event in some parking lot in Indiana a few years back, probably before he was where he was at now. Always a respectful kid, man. And he's built, and I say kid, but because he's, 20 years younger than me, but he's built a respectable business and he's gone about it the right way. There's other people that do this YouTube stuff that don't do it the right way, don't pay their taxes, but he's running a legitimate business. And he's doing it the right way. You would think the state of Tennessee would want more people in the state that does that. Not going after him for some bullshit with a Ferrari. 20-something grand. Miss me with that. I want to know what you guys think about this one in the comments. And I highly recommend you go watch the original video from Cody over at Whistlin Diesel and the update video. Go watch those and then come back and tell me what you think in the comments, because I think we might do something where we buy a ton of the merch, the mugshot merch or something. Maybe I'll give it away here on the channel, give it to people. Or see if we can donate money to his legal defense fund or whatever. Because if all of us that have the means to do so don't back the other guys that get put in these situations, we all lose. We all lose. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Our Ram 1500 and the Ram 2500 giveaways are still going on. I'll put a link in the description. And I do want to give a shout out to Goodies Popcorn and OBD Tech for sponsoring both of those trucks. You can find those in the description down below at the link. But anyways, until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time.